Stephanie. What is going on in Jamaica?
Well, it's great weather here today. I'm absolutely enjoying it. It's a nice sunny day, which is my favorite types of days. So it's things are good.
Oh boy, am I glad to hear that. What about obstacles? What kind of obstacles? What is like your greatest obstacle you've had to overcome in your life, business life, whatever?
Definitely my greatest obstacle, or not definitely, but one obstacle that I've had to overcome was starting one of my first business was starting a boutique publishing company that published one publication, which was a real estate guide. I come from a marketing and business background, so I was strong there, but I had not published, although I had published marketing material with my previous hat, I hadn't published a full-on magazine before. So I was totally new to this. And one of the things that, recognizing that this was going to be an obstacle for me, or like a barrier to entry for me, I wasn't daunted. So because I knew that I had the marketing and business sense to still make it work, I just needed some more experience with the publishing part. So right away at the outset, I engaged the support of a mentor who had been in the publishing industry, had published magazines, to guide me along the way and kind of show me the ropes and, give me the education that I needed in that aspect so that I could go forward fully and confidently into this new field.
Two things I'm hearing. One is that you asked for support, which a lot of women, this is what I do, I'm support. The other thing I'm kind of curious about is, where did this come from? Where did you get the self-confidence to even start a business, to even do this? Where is it coming from?
I have to say, Jody, I can't quite pinpoint where I got this from. I knew that I had a burning desire, a fire in the belly desire, if you will, to launch out and start my own business. That was for sure. In terms of the idea for this specific business, I really just dug deep into things that I like to do, aspects of my previous career that I liked. And I worked in the consumer goods industries, where I brought products to life from soup to nuts, working with the packaging team, working with the design team, etc. And we also published marketing materials for items that I worked on in my career. So I knew I had the know-how for that, and I had the passion for that. I knew I had a passion to serve. And I have to say, I had kind of an interest in the real estate industry, not necessarily to sell real estate, but to help persons in that industry market themselves in a more dynamic way outside of classified ads, or just outside of having your standalone website. And so I believe that my magazine was going to bridge that gap between where you're able to, my clients were able to promote themselves in a more three-dimensional way through the magazine, and also get more exposure outside of what they were getting with a website. Make sense?
Yeah.
So I just went forward with that.
Where does it come from? I mean, what I mean is, like, when you were a kid, is there something that happened or something in your background? Because not everybody has this. And I think it's a real good point that you are somebody who has really made, your, what do you call it, like a success. And not all of us have that within. I mean, where did that start? Is it like from your parents or something that happened to you? I mean, because you are a real go-getter, and this doesn't happen to everybody. And that's because I think that's something that is so motivating and so, rubs off on us. I mean, is there something in your past or something that?
I would say, in terms of these traits, those early traits, and even now, what makes me a successful entrepreneur, successful business owner, is early, rather late teens. I left the family home and I live in Jamaica now, and I moved to New York. Stayed with family at first and eventually moved out. And with that move, I pursued my my undergrad degree in marketing, as well as eventually my graduate degree in marketing management. And throughout that entire time, I went to school while working, while juggling, the aspects of just life as, a young person in their 20s, and, staying focused, making sure that I finished school, and, picking up hours there and here and there to, still have the bills paid, etc. And just that drive, just those actions, just, all the things that I had to overcome just as a young person living in a new country, going, navigating, university by myself, navigating the work world by myself. I feel like that really gave me a work ethic that I still have and still hold true today.
That's awfully brave.
Wow.
Maybe excuse me. I mean, that is so interesting because, Jamaica, I can tell you, I'm from the North, okay? I'm from Chicago. And I can tell you, if I was going to go from the South to the North to live, that is a heck of a difference. It is cold. Cold with a capital C. And here you are moving, you're from Jamaica, right? Born and raised in Jamaica, and you're moving to New York.
Yeah.
It's like, this to me takes a lot of, get up and go. That's amazing right there. Was your mother said, kid, go? Who encouraged you? This is just amazing to me.
No, I had the desire to go to school, and I had an idea of where I wanted to go, and I had the desire to move out on my own and do that. My parents lived here, so I knew they couldn't come with me. So it was a step that I knew I was going to take, and I was ready for that challenge to step up, enter new territory, adopt to a new way of living. Definitely coming from the tropics and living in a place where they go through some harsh winters from time to time. And I was up for the challenge. I definitely I was always focused on my education, and I knew what I wanted to do, and I just went after it.
Wow. So I'm hearing that you were a focused person from the get-go. And that is something that is so important. And I hope that people are really hearing that you were somebody who knew what you wanted, you went after it, and you're very focused on that. And you've achieved a lot of success. So how did you get into, what led you to the business you're in now?
Wow, it kind of morphed from where I started. So I started with, like I said, the boutique publishing company. And part of my marketing of that magazine, the marketing of that enterprise involved online marketing, right? So I wanted to get from my clients the maximum exposure possible. So not only were they promoted in the print version of the magazine, I endeavored to get that magazine out online, get the website for the magazine out, so that my clients could get that additional exposure. I used some social media at the time, very early days with social media. And through what I was doing there, with those activities, some of those clients engaged me further, not only through being an advertiser in the magazine, but to help them to get that online presence for their companies as well, right? And so I started helping real estate professionals, real estate companies to build up an online presence and to use social media to expand that. And then that morphed into helping other service-based professionals, including coaches and consultants. And that's the hat that I'm wearing, well, not wearing now. I was doing done-for-you services and helping them with their social media marketing. And I've now transitioned into coaching persons, showing them the strategy so that they can replicate it for themselves.
Wow. One thing, a lot of people that listen here, they're also moms. And I know that you've been a single mom. How in the world did you balance having the needs of a child, which we all know are great, and doing this successful business?
In early days, it included a lot of late nights. Some nights where I was interrupted, where I would, have some projects, some tasks that I needed to get done after my son was asleep, and sometimes him getting up, like I'll be on the computer in the bedroom working late, and then he'll wake up and need me to, to attend to him, and then I'll have to divert my attention. But yeah, it included a lot of late nights, and I had support. I had great family support, as well as sometimes I had to pay for support.
That's wonderful. That's a real blessing. What are your two favorite quotes?
So there's one that I've had for many, many, many years, and I use it from time to time. I don't remember the author of this quote, but it's called, "Where there's a will, there's a way." And sometimes I edit it to say, "Where there's a will, there's always a way." Right? And to me,
Love
that
it.
really
Love it.
means once you have a desire to do something, then the way for that desire to come true, the way for you to get there, the way for you to get from that point A to point B or point Z will come to fruition. There, you'll find a way to make it happen because it starts with that desire. So I really, really, really love that quote, and I remind myself of it from time to time. It's so easy. It's just, quick. It's like, I think it's like 7 words or something, or 8 words. But it means a lot to me, that quote.
That is great. I like the way you put that word in. That really makes a shift. I mean, I'm thinking I could use that afterward. Our time is up. Are there any last words, quotes, anything you'd like to say?
No, well, for those who are watching this who are small business owners, I like for you to remember that your dream is possible. Even if you feel that there's some things that you don't know. A lot of my clients will say, "Oh, I don't know tech. I'm not really good with social media." Anything can be learned. And that's what I demonstrated in terms of somebody with a marketing and business background, working with consumer goods industries. And I actually worked with the airline industry for a little while, morphing into going into publishing. It was totally new to me, but I did it and I made it work. So don't be daunted by the little things that you don't know. It can be learned, and your business dream, you can make that happen regardless.
And I love the 3 words that I'm hearing that you've used in your successful past. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.